11.3% of the population in America has diabetes. 1.4 million Americans are diagnosed with diabetes every year. The medical cost per year is $237 billion. Diabetes, it's everywhere. In fact, your voice guy, I live with diabetes. This is the Embrace Podcast. Diabetes is everywhere. It affects all age groups, all ethnicities, all walks of life. And on this show, we talk about diabetes awareness, current events and news, tips, advice, motivation. We'll speak with guest speakers. Welcome to the family. This is the Embrace Podcast.
Hello, welcome to a brand new season, brand new episode of the Embrace Podcast. I'm here, I'm happy to be here, starting fresh, starting new with a new season. I know I just said the same thing twice, but it's all right. I wanted to get back into doing the podcast so I have a more direct way to speak with you guys on a weekly basis. I don't know how often I want to have these episodes come out, but by the very least, I want to come out with one new episode a week. And that will come with a audio option and a video option on our YouTube and stuff like that. So regardless, I'm happy that you're here. Whether it's one or a million listeners, this conversation is between you and me. We're going to go through a ton of stories that I have of being a diabetic for over 20 years, tips and advice, things that I've learned from experience. Again, I've learned so many things by being a quote-unquote bad diabetic, and I want to share that with you guys. I want you guys to learn from my mistakes, and we can laugh at it, but you can also learn them so you don't have to make the same mistakes I did. I have a lot of fun stuff planned for today. Today specifically, topic is going to be low blood sugars, but more specifically, low blood sugar snacks. And you might be a vet like me. You might have had diabetes for longer than I have, but I am pretty confident that some of the information that I have here, you might not have thought about. And if you have, we're going to have fun along the way. I guarantee you haven't heard it like this before. So let's get right into it. I want to first start off with shouting out our monthly contributors. These people have went onto our website, www.theembracefoundation.org, and signed up to donate, to give, to bless us every single month, whether it be $5. Some people are $25 a month. Some people are $100 a month, which is incredible, which is amazing, and I'm super thankful for. But at the very least, I can show some appreciation and just say thank you right here, right now, at the beginning of every single episode. So let's do it. Huge shout out to Megan Motley, Suzanne Jones, Jake Coleman, Whitney Sweeney, Pamela Bailey, and Leslie Parrish for being monthly contributors to the Embrace Foundation. Without you guys, we couldn't do what we do at the scale that we do it. We are able to send out 20 plus packages a week, every single week. We've been doing that for the past few months, and that's all thanks to our monthly donators, people who donate once or monthly or whatever the case may be, whether it be $1, $5, $10, $100. Every single dollar counts, and it makes the world a difference, and I sincerely appreciate you. So again, thank you so much to our monthly contributors. Again, if you want to be part of that, if you want to help us out, you want to help the Embrace Foundation, you want to help diabetics across the country get the supplies that they need for absolutely free, head on to www.theembracefoundation.org and sign up. But again, thank you. But today, again, I want to talk about some emergency lows. And this all came from an experience I had a few nights ago. So hear me out. Get in my head for a second. You're laying down in your bed, nice and snug. You're knocked out, dreaming about whatever it is you dream about. And you're waking up. And you don't wake up rubbing the crust out of your eyes or to go to the bathroom. You don't gradually wake up. You wake up instantly, boom, I'm in life or death mode. I need to figure something out. I need to eat something now. It doesn't matter what it is. I need to fix this. You're in a state of emergency, and all of us have experienced that before, whether you've had it for a month, 2 months, or years, man. But I had one the other day, and I didn't go grocery shopping yet for this week. Running a little low on the groceries, so I go into my pantry. What I had a pack of top ramen noodles. So I grabbed that, crunched it all up, took the powder out and put it in the bag, shook it up and ate the dry ramen, man. I was struggling. I can't lie though, it was pretty good. But it is not a good low snack by any means because it has 60 carbs for one. So that's gonna you're solving your problem with another problem. You don't ever want to do that. So I surely enough I ate that, and again, still in that emergency mind space. I'm not as clear-headed when I just woke up from slumber. So I ate that. I had a little bowl of microwavable rice. Oh, it was all bad. What else I had? One more thing. Oh, I had I grabbed my loaf of bread. I took out a slice, balled it up into a little ball, and took some bites out of that. Finished the whole thing. For some reason, that was a favorite childhood snack of mine. I called them bread balls. I would take a slice from the loaf and just ball it up and eat it and go on my way. My parents hated it. They were furious about that. They thought it was a waste of food because we'd always be off by like one when they were making sandwiches. But it's something that stuck with me. But I had all those things for a 50-something low blood sugar. And it was not good because I ended up staying up the whole night because for that low it turned into a high blood sugar, 300 and something because I had 60 carbs with the ramen, 40 carbs with the rice, and another 10 or 15 with the bread ball. So it was all bad, not my shining moment as a diabetic, but it was an emergency low. I was in a state of panic. It's just, I was groggy. It was all bad. But my goal here today is to hopefully put you on game to some really good low snacks and I'm not going to just list out, hey, you're going to want to grab a glass of milk. That might be part of it. But first we have to do some digging. We have to do some soul searching. We have to do some looking in the mirror. So I want you to close your eyes and together, don't do that if we're driving. If you're driving, you listen to this podcast, don't close your eyes. Close one. I'm just kidding. Don't close any eyes. But I want you to first identify what kind of person you are. Not what kind of diabetic you are, but what kind of person you are, and what kind of relationship do you have with food. Are you a disciplined person? If there is a candy in the fridge, if there is good snacks in the pantry that are specifically designated for low blood sugar, do you have the willpower to not touch those until you are low? Or are you like me who just munches on anything because they're bored and ends up with a high blood sugar all the time or without low snacks? Thankfully, I've kind of grown from that. I still don't have enough willpower to have snacks in my place, so I don't. So when I go grocery shopping, I keep that in mind, and I only get like meals. I got oatmeal for breakfast. I got toast for breakfast. I have like chicken and corn dogs and pizza, 12-year-old stuff for lunch and dinner. But I don't get any snacks simply due to the fact that I can't handle it. I am a 27, possibly 26 or 28, not 100% sure, man, and I cannot have snacks in my place because I'll eat them. A movie doesn't go good without snacks. I'm always watching movies, which means I always want snacks. And if I get bored, I eat. I can't do it. So I need to discipline myself at the grocery store so I don't have to discipline myself every other single second that I'm in my apartment. So if you're like that, if you're like me, you can't have snacks because you're just going to munch on them, I would tell you to refrain for getting snacks for a low blood sugar. I'm not going to tell you to not get snacks. It's inhumane. But I would refrain from getting good tasting low blood sugar snacks. So you're probably going to eat if you're bored or just hungry. So you're going to want to identify what kind of person you are. But if you do have good willpower, if you are able to have some juice or a bowl of candy or bags of candy or specific type of snacks that will fix your low and then you won't touch until you are low, by all means, go do that. I'm proud of you. I raise my glass to you, and good job. I'm not like that. I know a lot of us aren't. Maybe a lot of us are. I don't know. Maybe I'm just still. I need to grow up a little bit. I don't know. But if you are like me, you're gonna want to go to the store, and you're gonna want to grab some stuff that you know you won't touch unless you need to. Right? My go-to things is cranberry juice. I hate cranberry juice. Doesn't taste good. It reminds me of my childhood. It reminds me of when I had to drink it for Thanksgiving. For what? That's so ritualistic. I don't know. Sometimes holidays are weird. I was forced to drink cranberry juice. I don't like it, but I have a thing of that in my refrigerator for when I get low. I have a glass of that. It's not a good experience, but it brings my low up. Another thing that I want to shine some light on is that I got this at the store the last time I went. It is, if you're listening on audio, not video, they are the Ritz peanut butter crackers, man. This reminds me of my childhood as well. This is something I had when I would bring these things to school, and even in high school to like cross country practices and things like that for when my blood sugar would go low. I always had these things on deck, so they're not a delectable snack for me, but they're good enough to enjoy when your blood sugar's low. I don't see myself grabbing these when I'm bored or when I'm hungry. I grab them when I need to, and it's not a bad tasting experience. Everybody knows, as a diabetic, if you're diabetic, you know food, snacks hit different when your blood sugar is low. So this is like caviar, this is like steak, this is like a Taco Bell box when your blood sugar is low. This is amazing. This is gourmet when my blood sugar is low. But when my blood sugar is in range, I don't ever have a craving for these. So for me, that's perfect. So find yourself something that you can treat a low with that you're not going to eat when you're bored or when you're hungry. And another thing, another piece of advice, put it in a place that you can't see it. So if you have a main pantry where you open it up and you see all your food that you're able to enjoy and grab and cook and whatnot, you don't want to put your low snacks there if you don't have the willpower and the self-discipline to not eat those things if they're in sight. I put mine in a high up cupboard where I don't see it, I don't touch it unless I'm low. Again, I'm going to side note this. I'm joking. I'm kind of bashing on myself. If you are that person, doesn't mean you don't have self-discipline. Doesn't mean you don't have willpower in other areas. It's just being self-aware of who you are and using that information to become better at managing your diabetes. I'm sure you have great willpower in other areas. Great self-discipline in other areas. If you have a job, if you wake up and from an alarm, you have discipline, you have willpower on those two facts alone. So don't take that to heart. I'm just kidding. And side note again, this is not an ad, no sponsor, but shout out Ritz. It's an 8-pack, believe it or not, eight little things of these, and it's only about $3. I'd say that's pretty worth it. This lasts me a while. I'm gone now. You can see how low I get. I get low pretty often. Side note, because I'm working with my basal rate. I'm trying to fluctuate it because I've noticed myself waking up more higher than usual. So I'm trying to adjust my basal rate and kind of quote unquote experimenting with that. Also with in talks with my endocrinologist. So I'm not just doing that by myself and trial and erroring. I'm in a sense doing that, but with some guidance. So don't do that unless you have direct instruction from your healthcare provider, your endocrinologist. You want to have those conversations with them, so that way they can better kind of guide you, and you guys can do that together, and you can record your results and things like that. But that's besides the point. Got off topic there for a little bit, but yeah. So I've been getting a little bit more. I've been getting low more often than usual. But yeah, if you are not good in the snack area, get you something that you're not going to particularly enjoy, put it somewhere where you're not going to see it. That way you are always protected. You always have a line of defense. You always have a plan A through Z for emergency for low blood sugars. One thing that you're going to continually hear me say on this podcast is you're going to always want to have a plan A through Z for low blood sugars, for high blood sugars, for traveling, for XYZ as a person with diabetes. Excuse me. That's something that you're always going to want to have. You don't ever want to be in a place where you don't have what you need to take care of yourself and to make yourself feel better and to make yourself not be yourself. You don't want to be at school when you have to learn. You have to have your brain on 10 and not have a low blood sugar snack or not have extra insulin. You don't want to be at work where you have to be focusing, doing your job, or maybe you're a cashier, you have to be standing up all day and you don't have what you need to be doing your job, to stay focused, to be on task, or even like being a parent. You want to be, you want to be present and in everyday life, even if you're by yourself enjoying a movie or playing video games. You want to experience those things the best way they are to be experienced, and that is in range. And we're all trying to be in range here. We're all trying to figure this thing out, but we're doing it together. I advocate for glucose tabs. I know a lot of us don't like glucose tabs. I know it's a running joke in the diabetic community that glucose tabs are chalky and they taste bad, and the orange ones are particularly gross. I happen to like the orange ones, but I cannot advocate enough for getting you those little, I think it's like 6 to 8 packs of glucose tabs that they sell in the pharmacy section at CVS, Walmart, Walgreens, Target, wherever. I highly implore you. I hope that's the right word, implore. I highly suggest, push you to go ahead and grab you 4 or 5 of those things, along with the bigger things that come with like 50 for your home. I want to push you to get those for your job, for school, for your car, for your locker if you have one, if in your purse if you have one, in your diabetes bag if you have one. I have a diabetes bag. Some people call it a man purse. Some people call it a merce. Some people call it a purse. That's all right. It's my diabetes bag. I got my blood sugar tester in there. I got my strips, got my poker, got extra insulin, got an insulin pen, I got pen tips, I have glucose tabs, everything that I need to be prepared in a situation. But yeah, go get you some glucose tabs. They're like $1, maybe $2, maybe $2.50. Anywhere, Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, grocery store, Safeway, Target, wherever. Go get you at least 5 of those. Write that down right now in your grocery list or your notes app or your phone, or write it down on a piece of wherever. That is one of my biggest pieces of advice when it comes to low. They're not good, but they are sugary. They taste sugary. So when you are in that emergency low situation, you pop 2, 3, or 4 of those. They taste kind of candy-ish. So it kind of tricks your mind into thinking like, okay, my blood sugar is about to boost up. It's going to take the same amount of time as anything else would, but it's going to kind of give you that placebo effect of something's going on here. But it's going to bring you up, and it's not going to overdo it. It's not going to skyrocket you. It's going to get you in range, and it's going to keep you there for a while until you eat some more food. But the biggest thing with low blood sugars is you don't want to grab you a snack or a low sugar snack just for you to skyrocket and to be in to go above range, and then solving a problem with another problem. So get you something that's going to bring you up and keep you level, keep you in range. Again, great things for that are toast and some peanut butter, some crackers. Milk is a great one. You're going to want to get something that is not super high in sugar, but something that has like 10 or 15 carbs. Again, fruit snacks are great. But something that's going to bring you up a little bit and then keep you there. That's the goal. That's the plan. You don't want to get something like regular juice. I really don't advocate for like apple juice or orange juice unless you're way younger. I really don't advocate for drinking regular soda ever, because those are the few things that's going to really skyrocket you up. And again, solving a problem with another problem. So again, I would refrain from those sorts of things. There are certain areas in life where we have to grow up and mature and take things seriously. And one of those things is diabetes. Diabetes is no one else's responsibility. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 48. Diabetes at the end of the day is your responsibility, and you have people that have your back. You have people that check in on you, siblings, parents, yes. But at the end of the day, it's always your responsibility. Only you know how you feel. Only you know how it feels when you are low or when your blood sugar is high. And in the same way, it kind of rubs you the wrong way when someone tells me like, oh, you're not allowed to have that. Or, hey, is your blood sugar high because you're being kind of more snappier than usual? The same way you shouldn't want people to tell you what am I trying to say here? The same way you shouldn't want people to, it's the same flip of the coin. You have to, it's you. It's your responsibility to take care of your diabetes, learn how your body works, learn how, what certain things raise your blood sugar more than usual, learn what certain things kind of bring it up to where you want to be, and kind of study and take note and journal how diabetes affects your body and how certain things affects your diabetes. Again, great to have people to rely on, great to have diet buddies, great to have accountability partners. But at the end of the day, diabetes is your responsibility and yours only. So we have to start taking that seriously. Diabetes, while you might not feel the effects right now, you might not feel the effects in a couple of years. Eventually, that stuff is going to catch up with you. Sometimes I get scared. I'm going to be vulnerable with you for a second. I get scared because I didn't take care of my diabetes for 10, 15 years when I first got diagnosed. I rarely tested. I ate whatever I wanted to eat. For the first like 4 or 5 years, as much as my parents tried to be on top of me and be on my shoulders and take care of it, I tried my hardest to go against that and to not take my insulin, to not test my blood sugar, because I thought in my crazy little Brandon head that if I ignored it, it would go away. I guess that only works with bullies and I don't know what else that works with, but obviously that's not true. I wish it worked like that. I wish you could just ignore it and it would go away, but it's not. It's not. So, yeah, man, it's your responsibility, and it will catch up with you. It will catch up with you if you don't take it seriously right now. You will not ever see one single side effect of diabetes in the long run if you take it seriously, if you manage it correctly, if you take responsibility of it now. And it is hard, but it's not that hard. I've lived with it for 20 plus years. Again, I know it sucks. I know it's hard. But at the end of the day, to take it seriously and to really put yourself into it and to be, take it seriously, it isn't that hard. You got to test yourself sometimes. You got to take some insulin, and you got to be aware of what you're eating and what's going to affect your blood sugar. Give it a couple months time or years time, it's going to become second nature. It's going to be like your best friend. It's going to be, like anything else. And I'm not saying that to put you down or to put diabetes down or to not, recognize how difficult diabetes is, but I'm saying that you got it. I'm giving you confidence. I'm putting my confidence in you. I know that you can handle it. I know that you can take care of this. And when you put so much pressure, you put so much negative energy on something, that's how much worse it's going to be. Why are you going to waste your time saying, diabetes sucks, man. It's the worst. It's just not fair. It's so hard. You're going to make it way harder and bigger than it's supposed to be. You're giving it all this energy to be this giant monster. In reality, you look at it different. Oh, man, it sucks. Yeah, but I got it. I'll take care of it. I'll take some insulin. I'll test my blood sugar. I'll be straight. And there's things in life that we'll talk about later in this podcast that you can make diabetes a little bit easier for you. All that to say, I believe in you. You got this. If you take it seriously, you're going to not see any negative effects down the line. You're going to feel more yourself. You're never going to have, you can reduce the amount of times you get mental fog from a high blood sugar. You can reduce those consistent emergency lows if you apply yourself. So again, I'm in the process of that as well, man. I'm trying to take my diabetes seriously more and more every day. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to be more vigilant and more consistent and take that extra step. Like I said, this grocery store thing is new to me. When I go to the grocery store now, I'm being mindful of what's going to affect my diabetes. Where are the high carb things that I don't need to be eating that I can replace? What are the snacks I don't want to have in my house laying around, like a huge bag of chips that I'm going to swallow in one sitting of a movie? And what are some low-carb options? Switching out chips for some low-carb popcorn. It's the same kind of vibe, but you're looking out for yourself. You got to look out for yourself. But yeah, to sum up the main topic of today's episode, low blood sugar. First, identify what kind of person you are. Are you strong-willed and self-disciplined when it comes to food? Are you not? Either way, that's okay, that's fine. But what are the next steps that you're taking to make sure that you have your back and you're looking out for yourself in the long run, in the future, when you're at home, bored, alone, hungry, whatever the case may be? Secondly, identify your relationship with food and again, how you are with food and how strong-willed and self-disciplined you are when it comes to things that are in your pantry and in your fridge, and making sure you're not leaving yourself in a corner when those emergency lows happen. You can have a great time eating all your food, and then when you're low, you're looking for little packs of ramen you can crunch up and bread balls. Don't be like me. You don't want to be like that. And lastly, get you some glucose tabs. Go get you some glucose tabs. If you learn anything, if you take away anything from this episode, go get you some glucose tabs. And do some research, go to the store, Look at all the nutrition facts and find some solid low snacks that you won't eat when you're bored, you won't eat when you're hungry, and put those things in a place that you can't see it until you have that low blood sugar. And I like to bounce around a lot. I'm sorry, sometimes it can get confusing. Get you a couple I know I touched on this, but I want to expand it a little bit more. Get you some glucose tabs. Get a few for your car, your purse, your locker, school, backpack, locker at work, purse, wherever you go. Have those on deck. Have those in every corner of every place that you visit, that you spend a lot of time at, that you frequent. And for those of us who are in a relationship, have some at your significant other's place if you don't live with them. That's always a clutch thing too, because sometimes we're in a low situation and we don't have our pantry of well-adjusted snacks that we handpicked ourselves. Sometimes we're at our girlfriend's house and all she has is kale and Greek salads and apples and I don't know what else. But speaking because my girlfriend has she's a health nut and she has kale and Greek salads and tomatoes and stuff. When my blood sugar's low, I'm screwed. But yeah, get you some glucose tabs for their place as well. We'll talk more about more of these things later, but I want to get into a quick little tangent about accountability partners. Let your partner, if you're in a relationship, let your partner or your roommates or your parents, if you live with them, or your coworkers, wherever you stay at, wherever you sleep at, if you have roommates or people that live with you, let them in on what's going on. If you share a pantry with somebody, let them know what's going on. Maybe this is crazy. Ask them to be more vigilant about you not taking their stuff. So if you're vigilant, you're disciplined, you have these things, and you're at the grocery store and you make sure not to buy a bag of chips and this and that, but they're living it up. They got Kit Kats, they got Snickers, they got bags and bags of chips and Lay's and Doritos and ice cream. Ask them to be like, hey, can you be on top of me about not taking your food? Because it's so delectable. I'm not going to ask you to not buy those things for yourself. Maybe put them in your room if you don't mind. Maybe write your name on it. Have my back because I'm trying to take care of myself and you getting all these foods. I want you to do it, but it's tempting me a little bit. And if you have a roommate or a girlfriend or a boyfriend that's a little too loud, mi casa es su casa, take whatever you want, then you're going to want to have to set some boundaries for them. That's a crazy scenario. But again, that's things that we have to think about, things we have to look out for. You always have to look out for number one, which is you. That sounds selfish. It sounds crazy, but it's true. You can't be a good boyfriend. You can't be a good sister. You can't be a good brother. You can't be a good boyfriend, a girlfriend, a mom or dad, a pet owner, a coworker, if you're not looking out for yourself first. Because if you have a high blood sugar, you're gonna be grumpy. You're gonna want to take it out on somebody. You're gonna be agitated. And if you're low, you're gonna be like, no one wants to be around that. So look out for yourself first. And then be great at whatever it is you want to be great at. But you have to take care of your diabetes first. That comes number one. Unfortunately, it is. And it's part of you. You've got to take that by the horns and wait for it. Embrace it. That's what this is about, man. We got to embrace our diabetes and take it by the horns, man. No more of this diabetes, man. It makes me low. No. I decide when I get low. Okay, I'm getting crazy. I'm talking nonsense. But you know what I mean. Have accountability partners. Let them know what's going on. Let them be a part of it. People like to help out. Majority of people, it's instinctual. They like to be a part of something where they can help. A roommate will want to help. They're going to want to get on board. They're going to want to help assist you be healthy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll get more into accountability partners in a different episode. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We're going to do some closing stuff. But that was the chunk of the low blood sugar stuff. On Spotify, I believe there's a section where you can add questions. If you have questions, ask me a question. I'll answer it on the next episode. When I post this on YouTube, on the comments below, ask me any question. I'll answer every single question on the next episode. So whether it is what color is your dog, I'll answer that. Ask me anything in the entire world. Personal questions, diabetes questions, any sort of questions. I got you. I'll answer them in the following episodes. So just comment. You have any questions? You want to hear more about something? You want me to expand on something? I go live on TikTok pretty frequent, and somebody today asked about tips and advice for weightlifting and gaining weight as a type 1 diabetic, which I was really into a couple years ago. So I have a lot of knowledge and research on that when we talked about that for up to an hour. So things like that. You have any questions like that, feel free to ask me. I'd love to answer them. I'd love to expand, and maybe it could be the next topic of the next episode. If you want to be a guest, I'm going to start having guests on here. If you want to be a guest, if you are well versed on anything, if you do something, if like you're a gymnast or you're a gamer or like a streamer or anything and have diabetes, I want to hear about it. How does your blood sugar affect when you're gaming? How does how does a low blood sugar or diabetes affect you when you're doing gym? I don't know. Whatever it is, if you do art for a living, I want to know how these two things collide, and I want to collaborate and hear it and have great conversations. And if you don't do anything, like me, but if you don't have anything crazy and you just have diabetes and you've had it for a while, and you want to talk shop and you want to tackle a topic with me, get on board. We can do Zoom. If you're not comfortable with Zoom, that's totally cool. We can do it on a phone call. I'll record it if you want to be a part of it. But yeah, and I want to shout out our monthly contributors one more time: Megan Motley, Suzanne Jones, Jake Kalman, Whitney Sweeney, Pamela Bailey, Leslie Parrish. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys are Embrace's lifeblood. If you'd like to donate and you want to help people get the supplies that they need for free, if you'd like to help us send out more packages per week, if you would like you would like to help us to expand and extend our reach, we're hoping to be able to send supplies overseas soon, but that comes with more fundraising and funding and stuff like that. If you guys would like to pitch in and help, and you believe in our mission, you believe in what we do, click the link in our bio or in the show notes. We have our PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and our website. I appreciate anything, whether it's $1, $2, $5, $100, whatever. Anything helps, believe me. Thank you so much. It just costs $10 to ship out one package. So if you want to sponsor one person, I'm more than grateful, and the person receiving the supplies is more than grateful. Thank you so much. And that's it for the chunk of the diabetes section, the chunk of the low blood sugar part. But now I kind of want to talk shop for a little bit. I want to do a little brand new updates. And if you pause the episode now and go to another podcast or listen to music, I'm going to be hurt, but I won't know. So know that if you do that, my feelings will be hurt, but at the same time, I'll never know. So it's all good. But I want to give you my movie recommendation of the week. If you didn't know already, I am a massive movie lover. I love movies. I love collecting movies. I have a ton of DVDs and Blu-rays. A lot of them I haven't seen yet, but sometimes I pick them out, watch it for the night, enjoy it. And I want to bring these movie recommendations to you. That way, if you're bored one night, scrolling through Netflix, you have somewhere to go, somewhere to lean on. So I want to give you my movie recommendation of the week. And this week, it is Humphrey Bogart in the classic, The Maltese Falcon. It's not snobby, but I've been so into these black and white movies lately. I don't know why, but they have this sparkle to them. They have this like what's the word I'm looking for? This vibe to them. What's the word I'm looking for? They have this I don't know what it is, but it is something about it, man. Turn off all the lights. Throw on a black and white movie, something like this. This is a film noir movie, man. This is a movie in black and white about a private investigator in the 1940s trying to figure out a crime, an investigation. He falls in love. Is he going to fall in love with her? Is he going to turn her in? Is the love real that he feels for this person? Is he going to get backstabbed? Is he the backstabber? Who can you trust? Oh my God, it's beautiful. Everything's shot in these interior kind of settings where it's just a room and they're just talking quick, and all there is this dialogue. There's no CGI or explosions. It's just all that you rely on are these guys' performances. You don't know who Humphrey Bogart is? Man, he is the GOAT, man, the legend of that time. One of the best actors there ever was, ever will be. And he's just so quick. This is one of his first roles. This is the thing that got him big, man. This is what led to Casablanca. And there's a couple people from Casablanca in this movie. Two of them, actually. Two of the main people are in Casablanca as well. But super good movie. Mary Astor's here. My first time I've seen her on screen, but she's pretty good. Believable performance, if I do say so myself. But it's just something about it, man. The dialogue is quick. It's witty. It's on its feet. There's no like long monologues, and they did that by design. Initially, I was watching the special features. I was watching the documentary. Relax, give me a break. The behind-the-scenes documentary about this movie that they made 10, 20 years later. Not 10, 20, maybe 30, 40, 50 years later. About how they specifically, this script originally had a ton of dialogue, a ton of monologues from Humphrey Bogart's character, because it's based on a book. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of dialogue, but they cut it out because they thought it was more atmospheric, more private investigatory, more on target with what this film was trying to get at, with the quick and snappiness of the quick comebacks and the smart remarks and the boom, boom, boom. I don't know. It's just a great watch. It's fast. And you wouldn't expect that from a movie like this, but it's so good, man. So if this is on a streaming service or wherever, I got this for $10 at Blu-ray, or $10 at Barnes & Noble. Finding a Blu-ray for $10 at all is a find, but finding this movie for $10 is a steal. So if you're into movies or just want to sit back, relax, and take a time jump back in the 1940s and see what movies looked like and felt like and see it at its prime, at its peak, check this movie out. It's called The Maltese Falcon. Humphrey Bogart, man. Check out anything Humphrey Bogart. I love the Casablanca movie, man. That's in my top 5, definitely, for sure. But check it out. Great movie. And they have these accents, man, that it's addicting to watch and to hear. It's like, I don't know if you really love me. I don't know if I love you either, but I can feel something and I'll go off that. But I can't live my life going off of a feeling. I can't go my life without living without you. Now give me a kiss, sugar. I don't know. It's something about that enthralls me, man. Something about that makes me feel something more than the romance and the stuff we see on screen today. I don't know. I don't mean to be... I'm starting to sound snobby. I get it. Movies are great now, but something about this is just a blast from the past, man. It's great. Check it out. Watch it. It's amazing. The Maltese Falcon by... I don't know who directs it, man. Dashiell Hammett. But main star here, Humphrey Bogart. Check it out. The Maltese Falcon. That's my movie recommendation for the week. I guess that's it, man. Go check me out on TikTok. I post 3 videos a day at EMBRAC3. Check us out on Instagram. We show a lot more of the behind-the-scenes stuff and the packages going out, and you can see more of our impact and what we're doing on that end of social media. That is EMBRAC3. Movement at Embrace Movement, except the second E is a 3. Should have rethought about that when picking out usernames, but yeah. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for listening, for taking 40 minutes out of your day to try to improve yourself, listening to me yap. And I really look forward to the next time we speak. And I look forward to the next time I'm in your earphones, talking in your ear. All right, that's it. I'm done. Bye. Have a good day. Oh, wait, also, drink a ton of water. It helps keep your blood sugar in range. Make sure you're testing yourself right before you go to bed, and make sure you don't have to wake up low or high. And that's it. I'm not good at goodbyes, but I'll see you next time. And I'll have a more concrete day for when these episodes will come out. But I have no plan for that right now. But we'll see. All right, have a good day. Bye.
You can follow Embrace on Instagram at Embrace3Movement or on TikTok at Embrace3. If you or someone you know has diabetes and needs supplies, you can visit their website at theembracefoundation.org and fill out a supplies request form. We'll see you back here every other Wednesday for a fresh new episode of the show. Until then, embrace, endure, and overcome diabetes. You are not alone.